Hello, everyone. Right now on the Pro Wrestling Show, as you see right here, Jon Moxley defends the AEW World Championship against Zero Penta no Zero. Could Penta become the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion? He has been a world champion before. Could he be a two-time champion in a different promotion? He done one in Impact. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, too, Ring of Honor champion Chris Jericho teams up with pure champion of Ring of Honor Daniel Garcia as the plan they had devised to set up Daniel Bryan. Now the two men team up now together against Will Yuta and Cesaro. Cesaro and Will Yuta got some scores to settle with those two men that they both lost the championships, their respective championships to those two men. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, too, tag team action. Who's going to be the number one contenders to the Acclaim's AEW tag team titles? FTR has a lot of gold. They've been belt collectors. Could they add the AEW World Tag Team titles to their collection? But they got to go through the former champions, Swerve and Our Glory, Keith Lee and Shane Swerve Strickland tonight. Plus, two, Daniel Bryan getting his mind off of things. He goes against Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara has been the shining star in the Jericho Appreciation Society and in Chris Jericho's heart. Well, Sammy Guevara goes against go against Daniel Bryan. And in women action, Jamie Hayter takes on returning women's champion Riho. Man, a lot of matches and stuff to get stuff going. Like I said, the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. What a Pro Wrestling Show is. But don't forget, first things first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect TV and in our additional accounts such as Facebook and Twitch. And thank you all for watching What a Pro Wrestling Show this is, the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. So, we get things started. Well, a lot going on. We'll get to news as well as what's going on. But we get things started as could the Elite, we saw the opening right here, the Elite, could they be coming back shortly? Now, we've been having a lot of talks that Tony Khan has, what's been going on with that situation. He's been being mum about it. The Elite, the Young Bucks, and Ken Omega could be returning back to All Elite Wrestling shortly, sooner than we think. This is what we saw in the video package. Beginning the show, the Elite is coming back shortly. We don't know about about CM Punk or what's going on with him. Only time will tell on CM Punk. Speaking of that, Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho standing in assembly. Jericho knows a thing or two. I'll say that about Chris Jericho. He has his faction, his stable, or whatever you want to call it. Jericho knows. Look at the stable. Jericho, along with Sammy Guevara, along with Daniel Garcia, has put up a roster, a stable of champions. The one that be world champions or tag team champions. We still don't forget that Daniel Garcia was trying to be under the tutelage of Jericho and trying to get under Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was trying to put him on his wing, but he turned on Bryan and did what he did. I think Daniel Bryan hasn't forgot about that. That's like battle scars in a way when you think about it. Daniel Bryan had a lot to think about and get his mind off of what Daniel Garcia and Chris Jericho had done. We know that it's a lot of inner tension as well. Ryan having inner tension amongst his own group, the Combat Club. You saw right here, Cesaro trying to get in the middle between Daniel Bryan and Will Yuta. They're going to have to air out their Greek differences and get in the ring and solve their problems. I'm just surprised why William Regal ain't said that. Regal had to be telling them, hey, you want to take your frustrations and anger out on each other? Do it in the ring, like men do. But you can tell right here, Yuta and Cesaro Hell, their work cut out for them, and I mean their work cut out for them more ways than one. Um, Yuta and Cesaro won their match over Jericho, so it's going to do a lot, but look like Jericho gonna have to find a way to get his head out his ass because Jericho had said that he wants to challenge. He don't care who it could be. Anybody that is a former Ring of Honor champion. I think Jericho's trying to build the brand and build the reputation of Ring of Honor as his champion, but he's trying to desecrate the championship and desecrate the brand of Ring of Honor. You know, Ring of Honor does not have a weekly show, but Ring of Honor could could go down and get a show down the road sometime in next year. We've heard rumors and reports, which that'll be good. But I think since Tony Khan got his focus and stuff on AEW, it would have been better, like what Bully Ray had said, if Cody Rhodes would have stayed and pretend he was the kayfabe owner of Ring of Honor. It would have made more sense. But you know, hey, it is what it is. I might want to be the owner of Ring of Honor. Who knows? But only time will tell. Hold on 1 second. Damn. Yeah. Shit, call me. Damn, I want to go to sleep. Shit. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. We're I'm trying to get stuff done, and people just want to get stuff. But right here, as you see right here, Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho, we talked about that. What else? What else happened? What else had happened? Let's see. MJF. Yeah, he's an interesting topic. MJF speaking to Renee Paquette, John Moxley's own wife, that he is going to beat her husband to become champion. And Renee Paquette had to sit down, had to stand there and take the interview. She took it like a pro, but at the same time, Renee Paquette um, kind of took it like ease. She kind of saw that and thought like, okay, yeah, whatever. You ain't gonna take money out of my household. But MJF kept talking, and he's trying to be a baby face, but he's kind of wishy washy. But Stokey Hathaway came out there. Stokey Hathaway trying to say, "Hey, we're here to service you. You act like you don't want to be served." Hathaway laid down the gauntlet that hey, you need to make up your mind. I think that's what MJF wants to do and stuff. He wants to lay down that gauntlet. But we'll tell you later on what had happened when MJF had cross hairs with Stokey and stuff. We'll talk about that. Also too, we told you about tag team action, Square Rock Glory. Look at this high leap, the biggest vertical leap in ever. FTR getting on high leap. FTR, you see right here with Keith Lee. Keith Lee taking the vertical leap stuff. You can tell right there, Keith Lee right there in vertical leap stuff. You see right here what had happened stuff. Um, but in the crowd was the Ass Boys. They was in the crowd. You can tell they trying to mock and FTR, see what FTR is all about. So see how that's gonna play out. I guess they're gonna be FTR's next rivals. If FTR wins the tag team titles, however that's gonna go. You see right there, FTR, Swerve My Glory defeated FTR to become the number one contenders for the tag team championship. So the tag team championship, I guess FTR is not going to be getting no tag team title collection added to their soon, anytime soon. But we tell you about that. Also, too, Orange Cassidy set up a challenge as well. Orange Cassidy put up that he'll defend his championship against Luchasaurus and Zero in a triple threat match. He's been defending his championships in triple threat matches as late. Luchasaurus becoming the Rock. Now Orange Cassidy now has he's been coming a fighting champion ever since winning that North Mid Atlantic Championship. What a proud representative he is in the Mid Atlantic Championship. Also, too, everyone wants iron for Jamie Hayter, not Tony Storm. Tony Storm is the AEW Women's Champion. Tony Storm now might be defending her championship against one of these two ladies down the road, either against Jamie Hayter or Riho. It'll be nice to see that Jamie Hayter and Riho getting that shot for the women's championship down the road. So we know next week. Let's see. So we meant to say this right here. We see right here, Orange Cassidy defends his championship against Luchasaurus and Ray Phoenix. Luchasaurus don't even know where he's from. He's just a dinosaur. He's Christian strong arm. He's Christian strong arm. Orange Cassidy defends championship in a triple threat match for the Mid Atlantic Championship. What a match that's going to be next week. Plus two, if you see right here, the the Paige goes against Britt Baker. She has an issue with Britt Baker. Paige reunited with what's her name? Renee Paquette. Long lost from their WWE days and their WWE backstage days. Paige and Britt Baker will have a sit down next week with Dr. Britt with Renee Paquette. See how they're gonna play out down the road. So we'll see that coming up in stores sooner rather than later. So look for that coming up next. All right, we're gonna take a little break right quick, a little intermission right quick. So just stick tuned, stay with us right now at the moment, and we'll be right back. Just stay tuned. We'll be right back for a quick, brief intermission. Stay tuned. All right. I'll see you Sunday. uh, ah, yeah, this is a big ass box. Uh, uh. All right, we're back. As you see right here, um, she's back. So we'll see that match next week. Also, too, Chris Jericho will have a um heel challenge of world champion at Ring of Honor. So Chris Jericho will meet whoever a former Ring of Honor champion next week. Chris Jericho laying down the gauntlet that he will go against a former world champion next week. So we'll see that match next week. Who will be? I want to know. I'm curious to know. Also, too, Billy Gunn, Daddy Ass, will be in action. He will take on. He will have this. He'll have his birthday celebration. He'll have it this week on AEW. So we'll see that match as well. Also, too, what, all right, the main event was Pena went against John Moxley. Pena went against John Moxley in a match. Into didn't win the match. John Moxley retained the world championship in a stunning fashion. Yeah, yeah, stunning fashion. But at the end, MJF's crew came out there. The factory came out there to try to even up the odds. MJF was trying to be hesitant. He wanted to do it, but he really didn't want to do it. MJF came out there to stop it, but the factory made the choice for him. They attacked MJF, lands MJF out. MJF was laid out, and he was powerbombed for his own trouble. MJF being laid out, powerbombed for his own trouble, being taken out. I think MJF now knows that you can't, when you start a faction, you need to know what you're doing. I think that's what MJF is doing stuff. So MJF doing that. So however that may come out to be, see about that. MJF laid out his misery. I don't know if that's gonna make him babyface or not. It just that be the question. So question is that MJF uh, with that in mind. So we don't know what's the status of MJF, but we'll just have to wait and see and find out how that's all gonna play out. MJF. Also, in other news right now, we talk about what's going on. As you can see right here, um, Carl Anderson, one of the Bullet lead founding members of the Bullet Club and the club with AJ Styles, he has a conflicted schedule. He's supposed to be scheduled to defend his championship at during the same time he's supposed to be wrestling at Crown Jewel in that six-man tag team match. Well, Anderson now made the choice. New Japan Pro Wrestling made the choice saying that Anderson needs to vacate the championship. Anderson has not vacated the championship. So, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see what's going to go down with that. Carl Anderson saying that he's not going to relinquish the championship that he won in New Japan. Just go on, vacate it, your NWA, and just leave it like that. This is the press release that New Japan sent out that Anderson has either he's going to reschedule or going to wrestle during that day. I don't think he's going to wrestle during that day. I'm telling you, he's going to be at Crown Jewel trying to get that solid money. So, like I said, Anderson made his bed, so may lay in it. So we'll see on that. Also, too, this right here, I guess they trying to say Seth Rogen was a fan of Raw or Kane. It's like Kane or Seth. I don't know who that looks like, but saying that whoever is in that picture. So hey, we're just gonna wait and see that coming up. Also, too, I think that's it. To be honest, that's it. And we know that Hell in a Cell. They're saying that Hell in a Cell might not be no more after Triple H want to get rid of all these gimmick matches, make it non-believable. So Triple H get rid of the gimmick match. Hell in a Cell might be not coming back, but I guess the last Hell in a Cell match was so good. Well, and it was so good with Cody Rhodes and stuff. So how that turned out to be stuff. We'll see about that coming forward stuff. So I have that. That's it. So we'll give you the rundown on next week's Dynamite. Darby Allin is scheduled to appear. He will take on Jay Lethal. We know these two had been at each other's throat. The nutrition. Jay Lethal tried to put Darby Allin and put the figure four leg lock on him, while Darby couldn't resist after being stuck in a gated door. If Darby Allin gets revenge, or with Sting making an appearance, to even the score against for Darby against Jay Lethal. I forgot his name. That monster. And who else that going to be? Like we said, we told you what's going down, the rundown on what's going on. Man, she run big hand. All right. All right, that's gonna do it for the pro wrestling shows. We're gonna end it with MJF. MJF being laid out. With Boxer being laid out. MJF being laid out. And Moxley didn't see it coming. MJF didn't see it coming. So we're gonna end it with that. Thank you all for watching the pro wrestling show for our interruptions and stuff. As I, Kendrick Dix, saying so long. We'll see you this Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.